What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are working on the STi, and I'm going to show you how to remove the rear bumper on your 02 through 07 Impreza WRX STi, whatever you have, and it's probably going to apply to other years and models as well, more or less. First, I will be heading down to 6-Star a little bit later. Junior from Junior Tuned is in town. He's doing a tuning session, and I want to see what they got going on, so that will be a separate video. Be sure to keep an eye out for that. And as you can tell, I'm rocking my Flat Earther tee. That's right, we got merch. I got some Hawkeye merch. You guys asked for shirts like years and years ago, and it was never feasible for me to pay somebody to make shirts. But now that I have my own clothing company, I can do these in-house myself. First of all, I use heat press transfers. They are way better, in my opinion, than anything screen printed. If you've ever had a screen printed shirt and you had the fabric showing through, this is not that. These are high quality. It is ink. It's not thick like vinyl. It's very nice. I only make shirts that I personally would wear. Secondly, these are printed always on Bella canvas shirts. I hate Gildan. I hate the ones that are just kind of boxy and don't fit right, or they have like a real rough cotton. No, these are premium shirts, Bella canvas. I print on the best. Also, I have the sleeve hit with the HSG logo. So if you're interested in a shirt, you could go to threadsthatestify.com/car culture. That's all my car stuff, because I absolutely love car stuff. Shirts, I have meets and information on that. Nothing launched yet, but probably in the spring or summer I'll have more info on that. And since Willwell went defunct, you could see my car with all the mods listed on that page. That will all be in the description down below. But this is just one design. I have several designs, several colors. I got some Hawkeye designs. I got Bug Eye. I got Blob Eye. Whatever you got, I got you. I got you, bro. And we're gonna have hoodies coming out very soon, being that the weather is changing. With all that being said, we are gonna get into this. So one of the things that I put off doing on my car for the longest time was removing the rear bumper, because it seemed like a pain to me, and it kind of is. If you've ever removed the front bumper on one of these cars, especially the Hawkeye, you know it sucks. The rear bumper is kind of a pain as well, but half of the battle is knowing where the clips are. So I already have my bumper removed, and I'm gonna show you where all the tabs are. So first of all, you need to remove your tail lights. I have mine removed, and I have it sealed off with some wrap because I'm working on it. But inside your trunk, if you have clips like I don't, then you have to pop those. But basically this peels back, and you'll have access to the back side of your tail lights, and there's 4 8mm bolts on each one. 8mm nuts. Make sure you have a deep socket. Check out the video, because that goes into a little bit more detail. Secondly, this bumper attaches with these plastic pop clips. Anytime I say a pop clip, this is what I'm talking about, one of these. They have the black centers for most of them, and my car is missing them, but there are some small skinny ones that have kind of the same design that basically go right in here on the side. We're just going to start on this side of the car and work our way around. I also want to mention, obviously, as you would expect, this bumper is symmetrical. So if there's a tab or a mounting point on one side, you know there's the same tab or mounting point on the other side. So on the inside of your wheel well, there is going to be a bolt that looks like this. It is going to be a 10mm head. It also has a Phillips head in there. If you're like me, then yours also broke off. And on your bumper, there's these metal brackets, so you could tell that mine broke off into this. My solution is right below that, using a 12mm or whatever size bolt you have, but I just ran a bolt through this. This hole was originally from the factory used for a pop clip. Not quite this big, it was a smaller one, but from the factory you have one bolt and one pop clip. I don't have that pop clip because that went away long ago, but I replaced it with a bolt, and that works just fine. So if you have that issue, that's the solution. Just run a bolt through there, whether it's a 12mm, 10mm, whatever it is, and you could screw it straight through your car and connect it to that bracket using the lower screw hole. Moving along, you'll notice that there is this hole on the inside bottom corner of your bumper. That actually corresponds to this right here, which you could tell from the inside is this black plastic piece. Whenever you go to remove your bumper, it might seem like this whole thing wants to come off or should come off together. It doesn't. This is a separate piece, so you don't have to take this off whenever you remove your bumper. But there is a pop clip that pops up in through this hole through your bumper. Now, across the bottom of your bumper, there are 3 tabs. One on the far corner, one dead center, and one on the inside. These are all accessed from reaching up underneath your car. On the top side of the bumper, I'm going to put it in place With my bumper mostly in place, there are 2 more mounting points here and here. These are both pop clips, and we have a bolt here, which I believe is a 10mm head. It kind of helps mount the taillight, I guess. This I just have in here for safekeeping, but it actually runs through this hole on the bumper, so you'll have to remove that. I recommend putting the bolts where they came from anytime you're working on something so you don't lose them, but that's on the taillights. And it's the same on this other side, which is why we had to remove them. Now, across the top center of the bumper, there are 5 more pop clips. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 dead center. You'll have to remove those. I highly recommend having extra hardware replacement pieces before you even start this job, because you're probably going to break them like I did. And on the bottom side, mine were filled with grit and dirt and grime, and they would not open, so I actually had to cut through them with some pliers. Obviously, you could tell I'm working on my car, but this gasket would be in place, and then this plastic shield cover would go like this. This removes, you have a screw hole there and one there, and you have this threaded bolt on each side. There's just plastic clips that kind of pop in on that and hold this whole, I don't know, cover in place. Mine is taken out because obviously I'm working on my car. But if your car is nice and it's still from the factory, you know, you might have that. But that's what we have. Lastly, you're going to have your license plate bulbs. These attach by screw, Phillips head screw, right into the back of the bumper. There's 2 mounting points on each side for each of your bulbs. Just unscrew those. Again, I put my screws right back so I don't lose them, and those could just hang out wherever. But to review, like I said, on this side, you're going to have 1 or 2 bolts depending. I have 1, it works just fine. You're going to come down, you have the tab at the bottom, which corresponds to this one. You have 3 across the bottom. And then on top, you have 1, 2 under your taillights on each side. You have 5 across the center. And don't forget about these as well. So that's how you remove your rear bumper. Half of the battle is knowing where those mounting points are. If you don't know where they are, it's going to be a pain in the butt. And that's kind of how I figured mine out. I just kind of pulled and pulled until I figured out what was still hung up. Oh, there's another clip. Some of them, as I said, I had to cut out, but I definitely recommend having extra pop clips. You can order them online. I always have people ask where I order parts. I just search online. I usually find a Subaru dealer. A lot of times these dealers will sell stuff online cheaper than you could get it in their shop. I used to go to genuinesubaruparts.com, whatever it was. They went under, or they just stopped selling stuff. But there are some other options available. I'll drop it in the description down below, as well as the part numbers. If you have a different make, model, year, whatever, it possibly could be a different part number, but this is at least true for the 06 STi. If you guys have any questions, please drop it in the comments down below. I love helping you guys, and I love hearing that these videos can help you work on your car. So with that being said, don't forget the Flat Earther tee. Check it out. I'll catch you guys in the next one. And like I said,